It begins in silence, where a narrow waterway quietly powers the modern world without drawing attention. The Strait of Hormuz seems ordinary, yet it carries a massive share of global energy every single day. Tankers move steadily, waves remain calm, and nothing suggests the danger building beneath the surface. Then suddenly, everything changes and routine turns into a moment the entire world cannot ignore. Overnight, this vital passage transforms into a pressure point capable of shaking global stability. Beneath the calm water, unseen threats are placed with precision, not randomly but as part of a calculated plan. Mines silently reshape the balance, turning open water into a zone of uncertainty and risk. The impact is immediate, long before the first explosion is even confirmed by anyone watching. Markets react instantly, and oil prices surge within minutes instead of days. Shipping slows to a halt as companies refuse to risk entering an unpredictable corridor. Insurance rates climb rapidly, reflecting the growing uncertainty surrounding every route through the region. Nations begin to respond, realizing this is not a local issue but a global crisis unfolding in real time. Control over this passage becomes a powerful message, one that echoes far beyond the region itself. The waterway that once symbolized movement now represents hesitation and fear. Yet this moment of control raises a deeper question about how long such dominance can truly last. Beyond the horizon, decisions are already being made in silence and urgency. The stillness in the water is not peace, but the pause before something far larger unfolds. The response does not arrive with noise or spectacle, but with quiet calculation. Behind closed doors, leaders recognize that this challenge cannot be solved by air power alone. The geography itself makes traditional approaches risky, unpredictable, and potentially ineffective. So a different strategy begins to form, one that focuses on intelligence, patience, and precision. Far from public view, a new operation quietly takes shape without headlines or announcements. Unmanned vessels begin entering the water, low profile and difficult to detect. These machines operate without crews, designed for endurance and constant observation. They move through tense waters, collecting data and mapping patterns over extended periods. Every movement is tracked, every signal recorded, and every shift analyzed carefully. These systems do not rush because their strength lies in patience and awareness. But observation is only part of their role, as they are built for more than watching. If necessary, they can strike quickly and precisely without warning or hesitation. This creates a new kind of balance, one shaped by technology and silent presence. The situation shifts again when a decision is made, quietly but with irreversible consequences. High above, unseen aircraft move into position, carrying capabilities designed for specific targets. Their mission is precise, focused on structures hidden deep beneath layers of protection. These underground facilities were built to withstand nearly anything thrown at them. They represent long-term planning, designed to ensure survival under extreme conditions. But new technology changes what is possible, challenging assumptions once thought unbreakable. The first impact is subtle, followed by a reaction that spreads beneath the surface. Shockwaves move through reinforced layers, disrupting structures from within. What was hidden becomes vulnerable as internal systems begin to fail rapidly. Multiple strikes follow, each one carefully timed to maximize effect and coordination. The underground network begins to collapse, losing functionality piece by piece. Storage areas, pathways, and systems designed for resilience start to break down. Communication lines are disrupted, and coordination becomes increasingly difficult. The impact is not just physical but strategic, altering how the conflict evolves. Years of preparation are affected within a short span of time. Yet even this level of disruption does not fully end the situation. Instead, it shifts the focus to new forms of movement and response. Activity rises on the surface as smaller, faster units begin to mobilize. These units rely on speed and unpredictability rather than direct confrontation. Their goal is disruption, not dominance, creating confusion in tight spaces. For a moment, the situation becomes chaotic, with multiple movements happening simultaneously. The density of activity increases, making tracking and response more complex. But coordinated systems begin to respond, focusing on control rather than reaction. Precision replaces randomness, and each movement is met with calculated counteraction. The environment gradually shifts from chaos to structured response. Targets are identified and addressed systematically rather than all at once. Within hours, the intensity begins to decrease as control is re-established. The initial surge loses momentum, and the situation stabilizes at a new level. Yet the waterway remains sensitive, with risks still present beneath the surface. This moment marks a transition rather than a conclusion. Operations expand beyond immediate responses into broader, coordinated efforts. Air, sea, and strategic systems align to maintain continuous pressure. Actions are sustained over time, focusing on consistency rather than intensity. Each move is planned to achieve long-term effects rather than short-term impact. Targets across multiple areas are addressed in a structured sequence. The objective is not just disruption but the reduction of operational capability. Systems that once worked together begin to fragment under sustained pressure. Coordination becomes more difficult as connections weaken over time. This gradual change reshapes the balance without relying on sudden shifts. The strategy focuses on endurance, precision, and continuous adaptation. Slowly, movement returns to the waterway as the immediate threat begins to ease. Ships cautiously resume their routes, testing the stability of the situation. The flow of energy begins again, restoring a sense of normalcy. But beneath that surface, uncertainty still lingers in quiet and subtle ways. Hidden risks remain, requiring continued vigilance and monitoring. Smaller threats continue to exist, adapting to changing conditions. The focus shifts from immediate crisis to long-term stability. Cooperation between multiple nations begins to take shape in response. Shared goals drive coordinated efforts to keep the passage open. This collective presence adds strength but does not eliminate all risks. The situation evolves into a balance that remains fragile and constantly monitored. Stability depends on continued coordination and careful decision-making. Even small changes can influence the broader outcome in unexpected ways. The lessons from this moment shape how future actions are planned and executed. The importance of preparation becomes clearer with every stage of the situation. Technology, strategy, and timing all play critical roles in maintaining balance. The world continues to watch, aware of how quickly conditions can change again. What appears stable today may shift tomorrow with little warning. This uncertainty keeps attention focused on every movement in the region. And every decision carries weight far beyond the immediate environment. The question now is not just what happened but what could happen next. Outcomes remain open, shaped by choices still being made behind the scenes. The balance between deterrence and escalation continues to define each step forward. No single action determines the future, but each contributes to its direction. The region remains a focal point for global attention and strategic planning. Its importance ensures that it will continue to shape international decisions. The events here are not isolated, they connect to systems across the world. This makes every development significant beyond its immediate location. And as time moves forward, the story remains unfinished and evolving. Because in this narrow stretch of water, the future can shift faster than anyone expects.